Hello, welcome back to LIVENODING. In this episode, I'm gonna continue with the Spiderman wiring spinning thing. So I kind of think that the wiring could actually be similar to this kind of like cable wirings that you might find in the concrete buildings. So in the close-up, that's kind of something that I was thinking about. So this, of course, maybe you can kind of simulate it using displacement map actually. But anyhow, let's try doing it again using Sverchok, and let's do it in the simplest way possible. So in this way, in this case, I just gonna draw like a grease pencil to start with, and I'm gonna save this real quick. SV Spiderman wiring MK2 compositing Sverchok node 3, and let's start with a control space and then type in GP. Just find this grease pencil thing, grab the grease pencil layer, active frame, and we have this guy. We can control the sampling. So that's the starter. With the grease pencil stroke, it tends to get flat, and it's a good idea to simply add noise or something to make it less flat. Anyhow, it's just an idea. And then for the next one, instead of using edge adaptive, I will just gonna use randomized input vertices. Let's see. I think this actually should work. You can also use noise. You simply want to push this line. Just add the vector like this, and you should get some kind of random noise. Although I think randomized input vertices is already kind of doing that, so we don't need to use the vector math. So this guy, give it some value. You can randomize the seed. If you want like a multiple cables, you can simply use random range integer, plug into this guy, and how many do you want? Maybe 10, count 10, and then what we need to do here is just to do list repeat, make this also 10 for the age, and then you are pretty much good to go. This is like the beginnings of our Spider-Man wire. It's actually simpler if you're doing it this way. So you can have like really high count of the wire just to make up a single wire. And instead of using polygon edges, you can use polyline viewer, which is a curve, and you can easily turn this into a B-spline, and see, it's looking much better. And you can turn on B-spline, of course, to get a smoother kind of, yeah, much smoother curve line. And you can make this smaller or larger. Let's make this larger for now. So you see, it's looking something like this. I think we've done this in the past, something like this, but I want to do a little bit more. Let's see. You can of course randomize the wiring, the radius of the wiring. So random number, float between small value, just small value, just add some randomizations. Size, how many? 41, plug that in. I don't know if you can tell the difference. Some is actually thinner, some actually thicker. So this is starting to get, it looks like our muscle. Looks like a very complex wiring, even though it's pretty simple. Simple setup. So let's just call it Spiderman wiring. And let's make this smaller. So now the next thing we want to do is to add the spiraling wire. So that's it's a tricky part actually, how to make points go spiral along grease pencil. So that's there's a quick and easier way. This is gonna be the quick way, but I think the more sophisticated way is like if you have like this edge and you subdivide it, and in Sverchok you have adaptive edge nodes, and you can kind of draw like triangle on every of this edge. And imagine if you're rotating the triangle few steps for each segment, these points will end up making a spiral. So that's the idea. That's probably for the next live noding. For this one, I'm just gonna use a simple and hacky way to do that. I'm gonna use a tube, a pipe actually, pipe. Okay, it's polygon pipe. Just pipe in this guy, vertices and edges. Let's see. This guy seems to be okay. This should be 20, but anyway. Please join. Oh, it doesn't like it. So we have this curve, and we have the one that's resampled. Wonder why this doesn't take. It's supposed to be 20 here. Oh, there you go. This is actually more correct. Okay, so we have the pipe for every lines here, which is actually that's not what we want. We want just a single line, and we want a just round pipe. So this is also like another way to generate pipe, and we can get the cylinder. I think if I plug in the UV connection right here, I'm gonna get circle. Okay, that's the one I want. Like just circle every single one connected to each other. It's kind of like a spiral anyway, and we can kind of hack this and smooth it, smooth the vertices, and hopefully we get something that's looking like a wire, sort of. So a quick and hacky way, see? That's probably not. Okay, that's like a spiral. Okay, that's seems to be working. And once you have that, of course, you can just use another polyline viewer. This guy can be thicker, and we are almost done. This one can be larger. So it's probably not perfect. It's still an idea. So we can control the distance. Maybe turn on B-spline and make this wiring smaller. And this one thicker. Okay, I think it's getting there. If it's too thick, it's not looking so good. I guess this guy should be a little bit more random as well. Randomize input vertices. Not too random. This one maybe less. Or actually more. Well, anyway, that's the wiring I was thinking about. Probably can be improved. Definitely, if you use displacement for every wiring curve, that's gonna improve it. Increase the count here to 50, and so I can have maybe, yeah, I think something like that. It's pretty decent. Spiraling curve. Maybe that's, honestly, it's too, maybe it's too, it's not random enough. Too equal. So that's actually better. Floating number, size, increase the number. It's a little bit more interesting. You got some variations. Because if you think like a Spiderman wire, it should be like more organic. It's not like like metal wire. So yeah, I think it's getting there. Definitely. I wonder how it looks when rendered, but let's try madcap, ambient occlusions, and this kind of comic look Spiderman wires. With this wiring thing, I think we need to find a better way, but I think let's see, this guy 0.7, so, and then I can increase this smoothing. Yeah, we just don't like overlap there, but just maybe randomize that guy. From far away, you can't really see it anyway. So I guess that's pretty much cover this live noding. Let me know what you think in the feedbacks. If you have any question, anything to add, maybe something to make this a little bit even better, we will see. But this is another way you can generate this Spiderman wiring. You know, it's just one shoot wiring. If you have Spiderman artwork and you want to just draw the wire coming out from his finger, from his hand, and yeah, should be something like this. Yeah, close up looks pretty good in close up. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.